Who would have thought that as a society we'd be able to collectively pool our efforts together and expose celebrities that have never been criticized in their life? Before the internet, celebrities could basically get away with anything they wanted, and whenever someone did catch them or accuse them of something, it would have to be extremely heinous. Well, today we've broken down a list of celebrities that were exposed for their hatred or stupidity via Twitter. Welcome to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. I'm your host Johnny Rogers, and before we kick this video off, let us know down below who your favorite director is and tell us why. Also, if you don't want to miss another daily video from us, make sure you tap that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Plus, make sure you stay all the way until the end of this video because I'll be reading out some of your comments as well. Now, without further delay, let's get right into today's list, the top 10 celebrities who got exposed on Twitter. In at number 10, James Gunn. Conspiracy theorist Mike Cernovich was one of the first people that had unearthed some of the very disturbing tweets made by Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn. Cernovich has a history of using old Twitter posts to target certain outspoken progressives, and he did just that to Mr. Gunn. Due to James being a vocal critic of President Donald Trump, he made an excellent prospect to be exposed. Unfortunately for James, he was tweeting some crazy stuff back in the day that at the time he viewed as just a dark sense of humor. Regardless, his jokes were certainly not appropriate for someone that was working for Disney, and nor did they want any association with him after this. In response to his older tweets resurfacing, James tweeted, "Many people who have followed my career know when I started I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I have discussed publicly many times, as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor." Sure did. In at number 9, Jack Maynard. Jack Maynard was once part of the British reality TV series called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Outta Here. Jack had to pull out of the show after just 3 days in the jungle, and part of the reason had nothing to do with actually surviving in the jungle. The YouTube star, who has 1.53 million subscribers, was exposed big time when a series of nasty tweets from 2011 to 2013 began to re-emerge. In addition to the racist and homophobic tweets that he put out, he was also accused of soliciting nude photos from a 14-year-old fan on his Facebook page. All of these tweets have been deleted from his Twitter page, but there were a ton of screenshots where he called people the N-word, like a ton of tweets where he did this. His representative went on to tell the press that Jack is ashamed of these tweets and that he would never use that language now, and realizes the kind of retaliatory, inflammatory, insulting language is completely unacceptable. In response to this, Jack said, "I'm sorry to anyone that I upset, anyone that I offended, anyone I made feel uncomfortable. Growing up, I was all over social media, my entire life was on social media, and through that it led me to my job. I've tweeted some bad things, some horrible things that I'm just ashamed of. I never wanted to make anything like this. I felt like I've let you guys down so much. I was young, I was stupid, I was careless, I just wasn't thinking." Well, you certainly weren't thinking, that's for sure. In at number 8, Roseanne Barr. Roseanne is a well-known stand-up comedian and at one time had a sitcom that was named after her. During this Twitter meltdown, Barr tweeted in reply to former Obama aide Valerie Jarrett that she looked like the child of the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes. She was immediately called out for racism, with the insinuation being that she was equating an African-American woman to that of a monkey. Barr attempted to defend her tweet by saying, "Rod Sterling wrote Planet of the Apes. It was about anti-Semitism. That is why my tweet referred to the anti-Semitism of the Iran deal. Low IQ people can think whatever they want." That sounds very Trumpian of her. Anyways, the meltdown didn't stop there though. After ABC canceled the reboot of Roseanne, she then attributed her behavior to taking Ambien. Funny enough, the company that makes Ambien tweeted out a response as well. They said, "People of all races, religions, and nationalities work at Sanofi every day to improve the lives of people around the world. While all pharmaceutical treatments have side effects, racism is not a known side effect of any Sanofi medication." I hope they put that on the side of the bottle. In at number 7, James Arthur. James Arthur was the winner of the British X Factor's 9th season in 2012, winning the public vote with a rendition of Chantel's ballad called Impossible. Born in England, Arthur had written and performed in various bands since the age of 15, as well as performing solo in pubs and bars around his hometown. The singer made headlines though back in 2013 when he became wrapped up in a feud with rapper Mickey Worthless. Arthur responded to the rapper with homophobic lines in one of his songs and urged Mickey to shoot himself. Twitter was having a field day with this one, bringing out more and more older tweets of James, which just continued his controversy. In response to the diss track in particular, James tweeted, "Some of the things said in this rap can be mistaken for homophobic slurs, and I assure you homophobia is something I do not believe in." Then why just say it? And then edit it, and then release it. Very different. In at number 6, Danny Mathers. Although this controversy did begin on Snapchat, it was someone on Twitter that took the photos that Danny shared and exposed the former Playboy model for body shaming. Danny posted this photo to her Snapchat stories with the caption, "If I can't unsee this, then you can't either." According to Mathers, this was meant to be a private conversation with a friend of hers, but she somehow made it public. Again, I don't know how people do that. The woman in the photo was reported to be in her 70s and came forward privately about the matter and said that she was willing to testify against Annie for dissemination of private images. Now this is a misdemeanor, but one that is punishable by up to 6 months behind bars. In at number 5, Ellen DeGeneres. Not only does Ellen have a mean streak with her guests, both celebrities and even her own audience, it turns out that she especially is not a fan of people with disabilities. Within the Kevin Porter tweet, John Levesque replied with this: "A friend of mine told me about a custodian she knew who was fired because he was slightly autistic and forgot he wasn't allowed to look at or speak to her, and he loved greeting everyone. Not on Ellen's watch, buddy. Rules are rules." Then there was this heartbreaking one. Lindsay Jamba tweeted, "My brother is a Make-A-Wish kid. His wish was to be at the 12 Days of Ellen, which was arranged 1 month before they canceled because Ellen refuses to interact with disabled people. Crushed his heart." Yo, that's messed up and something that you just can't ignore. Thanks, Twitter. In at number 4, Azalea Banks. This celebrity Twitter meltdown didn't only get her account suspended, but is probably the main reason why her career is kinda over. First, Banks noticed that One Direction member Zayn Malik's new music video was eerily similar to her Young Rapunzel song, so she put up an Instagram post with these side-by-side images and called him out for this. Zayn, I guess, didn't appreciate her not directing the message to his account and in turn started to subtweet about Azalea. This just twisted Banks into a downward spiral that she could not bounce back from whatsoever. For whatever reason, her reply was filled with a rant containing a ton of racist and homophobic undertones, saying things like she was going to start calling him Punjab, and it didn't even stop there either. She hit him with more tweets, all attacking his culture and race that the internet absolutely lit her up for. She said a bunch of terrible stuff. You can find that on Google Images. Just type Azalea Banks racist tweets. You're welcome. In at number 3, Elon Musk. Elon Musk does a lot of things simultaneously. I mean, he runs Tesla, SpaceX, and he has been working with a number of other countries to help them switch to renewable energy. The one place where he should not be putting his efforts into, though, is Twitter. Elon's tweets have gotten him into more trouble than anything else he's done in his illustrious career thus far. Before he ever sparked up that joint on the Joe Rogan Experience, Musk tweeted out this joke: "Am considering taking Tesla private at $420, funding secured." This joke, I love this joke, but this joke sent his investors into a meltdown of their own. Not only that, but Musk has gone on a full-blown anti-media Twitter rant before after a few newspapers criticized his business decisions. Maybe it's good that he's exposing himself though. Who knows? Only time will tell. In at number 2, Ceelo Green. Ceelo Green is probably going to have to change his name back to Gnarls Barkley if he wants to keep making music, because this guy has just been in the news for all the wrong reasons. Just recently he had the audacity to criticize Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion for their latest music video. During an interview he was quoted as saying that a lot of music today is very unfortunate and disappointing on a personal and moral level, going on to say that Cardi B and Megan are more or less doing similar salacious gesturing to kinda get into this position. He also added that Nicki Minaj was able to be effective in so many other constructive ways, but it feels desperate. Cardi B fans went off on Ceelo for this comment and even exposed him by way of some old tweets. In the tweet he said, "If someone is passed out, they're not even with you consciously, so with implies consent." This tweet was in reference to sexual assault and implied that even if a woman was unconscious, the fact that she's with you means she consents. But yeah, Cardi B's new music video is immoral and ruining society. Sure, okay bud. Last but certainly not least, at our number 1 spot, Charlie Sheen. While attempting to help out Justin Bieber, Charlie Sheen thought that he was sending out a private message on Twitter. However, instead he tweeted out his phone number to his 5 million plus followers. All Charlie said was, "Call me, bro." Who knew the king of Tiger Blood and Bieber were so close? I'm sure that number is disconnected now, but can you even imagine the volume of phone calls and text messages that he was getting? Probably a lot. If he was even using an iPhone, it probably caught fire. I mean, we're talking thousands of texts and calls at least. It's embarrassing and really shows his age. Exposed. With that, let's check out some of your comments from the video titled Top 10 Secrets Celebrities Don't Want You to Know. Savannah Anderson says, "Please abstain from snorting your parents. Can this be the official quote for 2020? This must be the new official motto of 2020, or at least on the welcome sign as you roll into Keith Richards' house." I feel like that would also be appropriate. Marianne Cannon says, bet you can make a career out of uncovering celebrity secrets. We see and hear pretty much what they want us to see and hear. That's what publicists are for. You're very right, Marianne. Those publicists are super crafty when trying to hide details about celebrities from the public, and funny enough, I am making a career out of exposing them. Who knew? Alice Carroll says, I often skip the comment shoutouts, but I'm glad I stayed to hear Johnny succinctly define his job on a YouTube entertainment channel. I'll have to stick around more often. Thank you so much for that comment, Alice. I hope you stuck around to at least see your own feature. Brianna Wilkinson says, hi Johnny, I'm going to ask you what is your favorite Netflix show? My favorite Netflix show right now, and of all time, I have to say, has to be The Umbrella Academy, especially with season 2. So good. This is not an ad, by the way. It's just amazing to get to see some dysfunctional superheroes for once, not people that have their together. Mama Pink says, Johnny is awesome, I just don't understand why he won't give me a shout out. Sigh, feeling left out. Look, there's a shout out, Mama Pink. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate your patience. There's a lot of comments to get to. And that has been the top 10 celebrities who got exposed on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our editors for all their hard work. If you enjoyed this video, please show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, don't forget to drop us a comment down below with your thoughts on today's list. And for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is tap that playlist when it pops up. From Top 10 Beyond the Screen, my name is Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy. That burp. Alright.